Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Pull up a chair, grab your tea. You're going to want to come sit by me for this one. You guys, we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I want to dive into all of it. I have some thoughts. I have some some Jen theories instead of in theory, Jen theory. I have some theories, and I want to run them past you, and I want to get your take on it because I have some thoughts on this one. Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm Jen. If you're new here, honk honk. I honk because one of Meghan's followers, one of Meghan's minions, told me I sound like a drunk goose. I've been honking ever since. Okay, now let's talk. Now, first of all, I want to thank my friends behind the scene who very much helped me with this. There's a lot I'm going to cover really fast at this. This is the information as I understand it at the time. Always new stuff coming out, always stuff changing. So, take it with a grain of salt. But I want to talk about the Sentebale of it all. I want to get into what's going on with Meghan. I have a theory that I want to float past you. I think it's pretty good. I want to get your theories on this. And yeah, we just have, and then a lot of, as ever, we got a new packaging from Meg. Oh my gosh. Talk about crazy. I want to get into that. Lots going on, lots to get into. As I get into this, again, I want to thank my behind the scenes friends who were very helpful in sorting through this information as I understand it. I also want to thank my friend of the show, John Witherspoon. He's wonderful. We know and love him. Your feedback, by the way, on him has been wonderful. Thank you so much for that. We had actually filmed a two-parter, and the second part is still coming out. It just keeps getting bumped because all this crazy Meghan stuff. So, John, if you're watching, thank you. And everybody rest assured that John's second part will be up very soon, probably over the weekend. So, okay. But thank you everybody who helped with this behind the scenes. I really appreciate you very much. Okay, now let's get into this because there's lots to talk about here. And definitely I'm going to want to read your comments. I always want to read your comments, but I want to read your comments on this one. Really give it some thought and respond and tell me if you think I'm onto something because I have an interesting theory. Ready? All right, here it goes. So I know you know about Sentebale. Okay. Am I saying that right? I keep watching on how to say it. Sentebale. Sentebale, I think is how you say it. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing, but I've read a lot about this. Again, there's a lot to it and there's a lot to be uncovered. So that's why I'm hesitant and I'm saying it like this is how I understand this to be, and a lot of this is at the time of the recording. Of course, stuff can come out, but let's talk about that first. Okay. So when I was on the live, what was it? Tuesday night? I think it was Tuesday night. Maybe it was Monday night. It was Monday night. Whatever. When I did the live, that was breaking. And I swear I was the first YouTuber to realize it. I think I pointed out, now it's like going on all over, but it's fine because everybody realizes it, and that's okay. But I promise you, I realized with this Dr. Sophie. Okay, let me catch you up on this, by the way, in case you're like, Jen, what are you even talking about? I can help. Okay. This is the Times article I had pulled the other day about this. Okay. And this Times article has since disappeared. So this was from the other day where it came out about what's going on. So there's the charity name there. Again, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly with Sentebale. And basically, it's being reported that Harry made the quote devastating decision to resign from his charity amid quote unthinkable infighting in the organization. So you can see here it's listed as Harry having established the African charity in 2006. Okay. The deal is, as I understand it, he has stepped down. He has resigned. That's what's being put out. Now, there are questions about that too, but I'm just reporting what's being put out as of now. I will tell you my theories because I do have some theories on this. Okay, let me just break this down because I'm tired of dancing around. Let's just talk. You and I are friends. Let's just talk. Okay, hold on. I'm stalling because I can't get this off the screen. Okay, let's talk. Here's my thoughts, and I have them written down here. That's what I keep looking at in my notes because I want to keep this straight. As I understand it, here's what happened. Harry quit Sentebale after this messy internal conflict. Okay. I'm sorry. What am I saying? Messy internal conflict. Okay. The chairwoman, Dr. Sophie, I'm going to spell her last name because I'm never going to be able to say it correctly. ChandaUka. Okay. So she's a Zimbabwe-born lawyer, as I understand it, who joined in 2023. and it's being reported that she has clashed with the trustees. Now, what I was talking about is I picked it up on the other night is that's the woman. Let's see if I had the picture. Oh, I had the picture ready to go. I don't. It's the one that Meghan did the over here, over here with the, the photograph. It's one that I've talked there's a whole video I did on this where she was ordering this woman around. And at the time when I did the video, I looked up Dr. Sophie and I said, "Wait a second. This woman has more of a right to be on stage than Meghan does for this thing, for this Sentebale, I think." It was a polo trophy, I believe. Once again, Meghan and the trophies. Um, Meghan didn't, it appeared to be that she didn't want Dr. Sophie standing next to Harry, so she was ordering her around, and it was very inappropriate. And Dr. Sophie seemed to be smiling through it, but that I just said at the time, I was like, this is wrong. And then when I looked up Dr. Sophie and learned more about her, I said, she has more of a right to be on that stage than Meghan does, you know? And so it was rude. And I called it out at the time. Okay. You can find a whole video on that. Well, there's more that's come out, and it's just interesting to me. So again, as I understand this, um, Dr. Sophie joined in 2023. Um, let's see. So she's a chairwoman, and it sounds like the board wanted her out and she refused. So now she's suing, and her allegations include all the words that Meghan likes to throw around. There include the bull stuff, I say that like that for YouTube, massage stuff, um, and forms of harassment. Okay, so Harry and Prince, I hope I say his name. Is it Seiso? Sorry if I don't know how to say that. They issued a statement saying that they're shocked that they're stepping down basically, and that the charity is, quote, broken beyond repair. Okay. Now, as I've understood it and as I've learned, 5 trustees have actually resigned as well. It's a complete disaster. Okay. So he didn't just leave quietly. He and CSO publicly backed the trustees who quit, pointing the finger at Dr. Sophie being the problem. Harry's acting devastated, and maybe he is devastated. I just find this whole thing so weird. Um, I I'm not buying that Sophie's the problem. I'm just coming in on this, and you never know. There's 2 sides to every story, and again, always more information to come out, but I'm just telling you, you're here for my opinion. I'm going to give it to you. I don't think Sophie's the problem. I think it's interesting that everything Harry touches turns to you know what. And I think this is just another example of it. I think there's a lot to this case, so I'm hesitant. Case is not the right word. There's a lot to the situation, so I'm a little bit hesitant, as you can sense. But there's a reason I'm going into all this, because we're going somewhere with this. This is headed somewhere. I think, okay, it's not just about the charity falling apart. Harry is cutting his last ties to his royal past. This is tied to Diana and her legacy. Here's my theory. And again, I want to know if you feel like I'm on the right page or if I'm way off base. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't like to blame women for things. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair, like, just to blame a woman. But and especially because I always say, like, it's not fair. Sometimes I think Harry's just as bad as Meghan, but because she's a woman, sometimes she gets blamed for things. I don't know if that's right. I think they're both awful. Okay. But here's my working theory here, okay? This is where my head's at, and tell me if you think I'm right. Okay. I think Meghan has helped cock this up. I do. I think that over here could not have helped, and I don't know if that's the first thing or the last straw or what, but I don't think it helped, okay? I think about how Invictus is now Ingriftus. Again, I'm not just blaming Meghan. I don't think that's right, but I think together they've messed that up too. And Meghan's a big part of that. Okay. So again, I'm pointing at things that are seemingly or were seemingly important to Harry, such as Invictus, such as this. They're gone. They're messed up. Okay. Meghan may have it may be Meghan's fault, it may be joint fault, but something's not right here. Okay. Um, but here's my working theory, and I'm gonna get into she's now bombarding us with Instagram posts. And I'm going to show you the latest ones because they're insane. But there's a reason she's bombarding us. And I think it's a look over here. I do. I think it's look at me, look over here. But then so when I was working through this theory, I thought, but she wouldn't do anything to protect Harry. Any other married couple in the world, of course, the husband's going to step in and help the wife, or the wife's going to help in and step in and help the husband. Meghan doesn't operate like that. I don't think, I can't diagnose, but if she's a narcissist, I believe she's a narcissist, in my opinion. She seems to be a narcissist. I don't think she operates quite like that, but think about this. Okay. Let's say that she is the reason. This is the last thing that he liked, and it's gone because of her. And maybe it's not her. Maybe that's unfair, but whatever reason, it's gone. Okay. She gets to swoop in with this Instagram stuff, post a bunch of stuff, thereby accomplishing her, look at me. And while the Megxiters pay attention to it, I'm not sure the rest of the world is paying attention to it, but in Meghan's head, the whole wide world is paying attention to it, right? Okay, so she gets to play look at me. She also gets to play savior. Harry, you've messed this up, even if it wasn't him. It probably was partially him. Maybe both can be true. Maybe she messed it up. Maybe he messed it up. Maybe together they messed it up. But she can then play savior. The reason I like this theory and the reason I think there's something to this is because think about just a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whatever. I can't. Time is flying. There were rumors that she was shopping around this divorce book. Now there may be nothing to that, but it seemed to kind of carry some weight to it. So if that's the case, and she needs to make nice because that didn't go well, this would be her way of doing it. This would be, I'm a savior. Harry, I'm saving you. Again, I'm just working out this theory with you. Go with me on this journey. I have notes here to keep myself straight. So she's maybe using Instagram to get herself attention, to play savior. And it does her other favorite thing. It emasculates Harry. So that's what makes me think maybe there's something to this theory. Okay. Think about their track record. Think about her track record with businesses and stuff. The constant failing and flailing. And again, I don't know how else to say it, cocking it all up. That seems familiar here as well. So it's not a new pattern for either of them with this. I'm stuck on all this. Let me go back to this Sentebale thing. Sentebale. Harry says it's about infighting, but I'm skeptical. Okay. Dr. Sophie's fighting back, claiming it's just allegations at this point. We don't know. Claiming misconduct. And the Charity Commission is investigating. Now, the thing I'd like to point out is that I believe, if I understand this correctly, Dr. Sophie has picked up and moved from London back to Africa. And she's pointing out that now, in my research, it does look like Harry went back. Maybe it was 20. Let's see. Hold on. I've got it here. 20. Oh, his last is Lesotho is the place that we're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce that. I looked it up. I still have trouble. The place in Africa where he was supposed to have visited. Now, it does list him as having gone in October 2024. But before that, they're listing it as having been 6 years. Okay. So his first was in 6 years and Meghan's never gone. So it doesn't seem like this it doesn't seem like this has been his priority. That was kind of an argument, as I understand it, that Sophie was making. And so, I mean, she has a point. I don't know. This whole thing feels weird to me and kind of gross. I think it's another excuse for Harry to use his mother's memory. Um, if he's not actively going back and trying to help, I don't know. I don't. That's the part that kind of blows my mind a little bit. So I'm going to leave that there and just state what I know, or as I understand it. Harry just seems clueless. This was his, but if she trashed it, she's basically she turned Invictus into her vanity project. What if hypothetically she did that with this too? That's what I'm wanting more behind the scenes of this stuff to come out, because that's the part that honestly intrigues me and fascinates me a little bit. Now, let's talk about Meghan's Instagram, because it is overload right now. Again, I have notes over here, so that's what I'm looking down at. I'm trying to work this out as we talk because it's a lot to keep straight. I'm going to show you some stuff that she posted, but I just want to talk about just the big picture here. Okay, so since this news hit on March 26th, she's been flooding Instagram with posts, curated shorts of her perfect life, and this new American Riviera Orchard. I know it's not called that, but I don't care. It's just basically all the same thing again. Some vague inspirational crap. I don't know. I don't know. It's relentless, and I don't feel like it's random. She's trying to drown out the noise about Harry. And again, anybody else, I'd say, well, of course, a wife is protecting her husband. That's not where I go with Meghan. It doesn't feel like that. I actually wonder, though, again, and we'll get to it. I think she's trying to drown it out. Okay. And I wondered too if it's like the last part of his old self, and I don't know if that's the reason she maybe cut ties, but then is trying to drown out the bad news. The other thing that hit me is that, again, where she normally would not rush to help Prince Harry, if Dr. Sophie comes forward with some serious allegations that are floating around, I mean, this could mess with livelihoods. And hers seems to be, I'm not in their finances, but from what I could tell, seems to be hanging by a thread. So I wonder if it's more like self-preservation by posting all this stuff, thinking that she'll draw attention away from it. That's how it seems to me. Again, Sentebale is imploding. Trustees quitting. Dr. Sophie suing. Harry's walked away. It's a PR nightmare. And Meghan's seems to be blitzing this Instagram to try to shift the spotlight. She doesn't want people digging into how, in theory, in my opinion, it seems to be maybe don't dig into how she might be tied to it. I just wonder, because again, I don't think it's to save Harry. She potentially might have messed this up for him, and now she's bearing it under selfies and jam. That it's a little bit much. What if she ruined the last thing that Harry loved? Although, again, I'm not trying to stand up for that guy. That guy sucks too. I say it all the time. He sucks. If he hadn't gone in 6 years, like, it doesn't seem like he super cares about this charity. Again, my opinions here. Let's see. The Savior Act. Okay, so I just wonder if she's telling him, I'll save you from this mess. And he's too stupid to realize that maybe, and potentially, maybe she created the mess. So it's just kind of, again, these are things that are in my mind right now, and this is how I'm understanding it. I just wonder. I'm actually surprised she didn't put a teary "we're moving forward" statement, something like that, to look like she's rescuing him, and she gets to play hero while stripping him of his last shred of independence. That's kind of how I see this situation. She, again, emasculates him, stripping him of his last shred of independence, and like I say, and reducing him to a prop in her story, which again ties back to that John Witherspoon, again, thank you, John, video that I have coming up, because we go into that, how Harry just seems to be a prop to her. And, we go into the name of it all, like the H and the has, and how he's my husband, He doesn't even get an identity anymore. But I go back to my theory that maybe this is trying to cover up some divorce rumors. I wonder if it's tied into that. If she keeps the Instagram feed glowing and positions herself as Harry's savior, it shuts down chatter about their marriage. Although I don't know that she super cares about that because she doesn't even put him. She'll refer to him vaguely, like maybe as having taken a picture, but he's not really in the pictures. I don't. These are my working theories. I hope I articulated that well. But I want to show you some of the Instagram posts themselves because they're worth looking at and talking about, and you'll see why I'm convinced that this is all just a distraction. Let me start with this. So this is let's see. Let's start with this one. So this was the first thing I noticed. This is so I'm going into as this was actually let's see, was this yeah, this was Meghan's page here. And if you notice what she's doing is she's taking her favorite trick. Again, I talk about I don't cook, but I do bake, and she's taking her favorite trick of cutting it she loves pie, and making an icing, basically pipe bag or what icing bag out of it. Okay, let me back that up and show you. And she's showing how she's icing cupcakes. Okay. All right, she's making these roses out of cupcakes. Well, I'd like to show you this. This is where, again, I surprise myself with this knowledge because it's something I have done before. But I want to show you that this is nothing new. This is, here you go. I asked Google because I couldn't remember when it was popular. It was the early 2000s. So it says cupcakes decorated with piped buttercream roses, often called rose cupcakes, gained significant popularity in the early 2000s, coinciding with the cupcake craze sparked by shows like Sex and the City. And they talk about Magnolia Bakeries, which full circle, because I used to cover Sex and the City. It's what helped take my channel off. If you like Sex and the City, you can find old recaps. And I went into And Just Like That. And And Just Like That. Sorry, I've had PTSD after covering that show. You can find old episodes here on the channel. You thought I was yelling at the screen now. I used to really yell, teeth, teeth. Anyway, okay, but let me show you. So this is the cupcakes that I'm talking about. And look how pretty they are. I made ones exactly like that second screenshot there. I remember doing it in that bottom right screenshot. There's ways where you mix in two colors of icing and it becomes like that two-tone. It's a really pretty effect. And believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. It's not hard. So this is something that's been around since the early 2000s. Some of like there's that I should have pulled her name. What's it? Is it Rosanna? It starts with a P. That very popular YouTuber, the baker, right? And she was doing this in the early 2000s. Like I think that's one of the things that took her off as well. So again, Meghan's posting these things like this is either her idea or a new idea, and it's just same old once again. Let's just cut a bag and swirl it around like a rose. Okay, great. Even at the time, because I did this once, I made these cupcakes. I took like wooden dowels and I put green tissue paper around them so it looked like stems. And I put the cupcakes on the sticks so it looked like a bouquet of flowers. At least that's more creative than whatever we got from this. I just don't understand. I don't. I can't make sense of this whatsoever. And hers is just, I mean, again, look, let me go back. Just look closely. It's just kind of messy. I mean, it looks like nips. Somebody else told me it looked like the poop emoji. Somewhere in between. I'm not sure. So there's that got posted. Let's see. I'd like to show. I mean, there's just more. I definitely want to get into the job because we need to talk about the job. That's the big one. Let's see here. I had another to show you. Hang on, let me see. Okay, this one. So this was another she posted. I'm not even going to unmute it because it doesn't matter. This is again on her Meghan under the stories. I'm not going to Instagram. It's that guy talking. Remember the makeup artist? So it's flashing makeup. Okay. Then it goes into this. This is all part of her stories. I can't make sense out of it. Then it goes into this, and I will pause and talk about this. So this is Abigail Spencer, her friend. We know the one. Annoying. And then this kid using the jam. And this is her friend's son, her friend's Heather's son. Using the jam. Won't talk about kids. But you get the idea. It's just a nothing burger. It's like how much crap. Oh yeah, and then that's her friend Vic. The blue stuff is her friend Vicky that we saw on With Love Meghan on that show. And it's just like she's just throwing crap at the wall, hoping it sticks. That's all it is. Just throwing more crap at the wall to hope it sticks. But it goes back to my theory. What if it's, again, play devil's advocate with me? What if it wasn't ready? It never is. But what if she just threw this up to try to get people to stop talking about the Sentebale thing and to talk about her and, again, to play savior? I just wonder. Let me show you let's see. Okay, I'm going to show you the jam video. I can't play the sound because there's music, so I'll just show it to you. So when you click on As Ever, you see these raspberries. Okay. Oh, what's going to happen? Bet you can't guess. Mass production, I guess that's what you could call that. So production line of jam, the As Ever jam. So again, it's just an advertisement for her stuff, but I'm actually surprised that she would even show that because I thought she was pretending it was handmade. I don't understand. I guess just trying to make us believe that it's in demand, that she needs to have it mass produced, medium produced. I don't even know if you call this mass produced, but you get the idea, commercially made. So that came out, but then there's just so much to this. Okay, let me show you this. This is getting real weird. Okay, so then we got, again, I believe this is the same woman, Heather. This is by Heart Mom. I believe that is Heather. Okay, let's talk about that jam. So I screenshot this. I want to look at it. Okay, so here's Abigail Spencer. It's on her, so I assume it's her hand. Maybe I don't care. It doesn't matter whose hand it is. Okay, so I started looking at this. I'm like, what am I looking at? Guys, this is the packaging. This is the packaging of her jam. So I can't say for sure that this is going to be what you buy in stores, but this is some sort of promo packaging. So just think about this take this at face. That's not the right expression. Just think about this. Okay. So that means that once again, American Riviera Orchard went tits up. It didn't work. That 1 of 50 thing didn't work. So isn't this that? She's just redoing that. It's just another jam publicity stunt. It's like, let's forget all about that and do that again, but with different packaging. I see this packaging and I think, this is for jam. I've bought perfume in packages like this, like expensive stuff. Not jam. At first I thought it was, when I saw it really quickly in the video, I thought it was like a tumbler. Or I thought it was, it looks like a Bluetooth speaker. Have you seen those like waterproof ones that are like shaped like that? No, it's her jam. It's her jam. If you are a Patreon member, you know what that's about. And then again, Abigail Spencer showing this. Again, didn't we do this with American Riviera Orchard? It didn't go well. So we just redid the labels and marked As Ever. And then we're having our same friends post them. Not many people posted them the first go around. So why would they be Why would this be successful this time around? You can't make sense out of it. Again, I say maybe she rushed this out. Maybe so. Maybe this is a look over here to distract from the Sentebale thing. I don't know. Just a theory. Let's see. I know that there was something else. Oh, I wanted to show you. Let's see here. Sorry. Packaging. Okay. So here you go. Thank you again for pulling this. But then Heart Mom was posting this. So she's showing, there's the packaging. So Little Miss Eco Warrior, Meghan and Harry, right? the ones that are preach on about and we just found out, did you know this? I believe I meant to pull this too, that Travelers is giving that dude another award, if I had that correctly, for eco warrioring. You cannot make this stuff up. Those two are such wastes. I mean, just private jets to a concert, sure, why not? Like private jets everywhere, why not? Packaging, plastics, like all this crap. No, we saw so much waste in her show, wasted food, wasted everything. It wasn't until the very last episode she mentions having a copper pot off to the side for compost. And it was only because the other chef had mentioned it. And Megan was like, oh, yeah, let's do that. But it's not in any other episode. I looked, I didn't see it. And then you put out the most wasteful packaging for jam. I thought the lemons were stupid. This might be dumber than that. That's hard to say. That's hard because lemons are really stupid. I'm a little bit mind blown over all this. And then I do want to point back to the Gwyneth of it all because a lot of people said that's what that was too. Maybe you're right. Some of you guys seem to fall in the camp that Gwyneth still can't stand Meghan, was trying to just smooth things over. Maybe so. Some of you guys were in the camp that they're both narcissists, hypothetically, allegedly. We can't diagnose, but hypothetically, two alleged narcissists that are playing narcissistic games with each other. Might be that, probably. And then some of you predicted that it might be to distract from the bigger picture, bigger issue, Sentebale. Can't both be true? Can't they both be narcissists and it's to distract? Maybe it's that. I don't know. There's so much to all this. I actually had to keep myself notes to keep myself straight on all the talking points. I just want to make sure I've hit them all. So as I wrap this up, the other thing I want to put out there is this, and I'm going to tread lightly here. We're just going to talk about it. Pull up your tea. Pull up your chair. Have a tea. Let's talk. Okay. I'm talking to you. Does anybody else find it completely delicious that the two who throw around the ist words, you know what I'm talking about, over everything? In fact, their followers do the same thing. You could be like, I don't know about that wrinkled beige mess that Meghan's wearing. They throw around the ist words. I don't know about the way Meghan's wearing her hair. They throw around the ist words. I could be talking about Meghan and Harry both doing something awful. They call you the ist words. I'm like, how does that make sense? Harry's a white dude and I can't stand him either. Like it doesn't make any sense, but they don't care. Why let logic stand in the way when you can throw around accusations with no merit and no argument behind them? I would find it delicious if it turns out the things that Dr. Sophie, it sounds like Dr. Sophie's accusing, I don't know if she directly accused Harry, but accusing the some of the people that stepped down of the ist words. So what if it turns out that that's the case? Then what do Harry and Meghan do? I mean, the hypocrisy with them is unending. That's something that I get hung up on a lot and I talk about a lot, the unending hypocrisy. So why wouldn't that be the case here? Beating the drum of the ist words and then come to find out had to step down because what if, hypothetically, there are allegations of ist stuff going on. If you're new here and you're like, why did she say ist words? YouTube doesn't like that. It has to do with race and then, the ist words. It's just a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here. And I think it's worth talking about. Now, I've gotten the comments recently. Jen, why do you keep talking about them? Oh, I'm not going to stop. If you don't want to hear about them, I'm the wrong channel. I get it. I get burnt out on them too. But I'm telling you, my spidey senses are tingling. Did I say that right? I think so. Something's up. I can't prove this, but my theory is they're about to be under a big pile of blank. This has not been their year, and I think it's just the beginning, literally and figuratively, of more blank coming their way. Well deserved. I think they brought it upon themselves. I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm just saying, I think more stuff's about to get dumped. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm here for it. And I will continue to talk about it. I will talk about the crazy things she does. And I'll talk about my theories as to why. And I just feel like I will never stop talking about it. And you know what? I'm going to toast my marmalade sandwich to Her Majesty the late Queen. because I think it's so horrible what they accuse that royal family of, and the way that they did it, and the way that they they I don't like that word. The way that they were horrible to Her Majesty the late Queen, and the way that they're horrible to Catherine, Princess of Wales, while claiming these things, accusing people of being bulls while they themselves are being investigated for bullying, accusing people of the Istwards while now they themselves appear to be maybe investigated for the Istwards. So that's why I'm going to continue to talk about this, because I find it endlessly fascinating, and I don't think these two should be let off. I think we should continue to talk about it, because what they want is for us to not talk about it. I'm not going to give them what they want. I'm not. So I'm here. Let's talk. You got to let me know your thoughts on all this, guys. That's a lot of information, and I hope I didn't lose you. I hope I didn't confuse you. I hope I didn't confuse myself. I would like to just state that these are all my opinions. This is the way I understood this at the time of recording, and I say it like that because this is a delicate matter. I think the Sentebale thing is going to be big. I do. I talked about it the other night on the live stream as it was breaking. I didn't have all the information that I've seen now. I hope I did it justice. I think more stuff will continue to come out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. But I think Harry and Meghan are in real trouble. And I think Meghan is starting, she has been showing and is even more now showing that she is desperate, flailing, all the above. All the above. All right. I'm going to leave this here. I want to know your thoughts on all this. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please do respond in the comments. It's important to me. Let me know if you think I'm on the right track with all this. Let me know if you think I'm off base. Let me know if I missed something. Let me know if I didn't understand something the way you understand it. Let me know if I got something wrong. Let me know if I got something right. I need you to participate with me in the comments. I want to know. Do hit the thumbs up because that helps, and make sure you're subscribed because I'm pushing to 200,000. Again, a huge thank you. I had a couple of helpers behind the scenes that were just so helpful and helping me pull screenshots and helping me sort through this mess, because there's a lot to it. And you all know who you are, and you're wonderful, and I appreciate you. And thank you, John Witherspoon, for being so wonderful. I appreciate you. And Chef Matt is wonderful. I bring up Chef Matt because he recorded an episode where we break down Meghan's pancakes? No, waffles. And I keep having to bump it because more stuff happens. So hopefully over the weekend, you'll get that one as well. I'm excited for you to see that. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me. Let me know your thoughts on all this. A huge thank you to my Patreon members. That's right. You're the wind beneath my goosey wings. You know you are squeezy and spicy. So are my Patreon members. It's my goosey wings. I don't know what I'm doing. I do this on all my lives. Thank you so much for being with me, for flocking with me, for all of it. If you are interested in Patreon, the way you can check that out is patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you get bonus episodes, deep dives, all the good stuff is over there. Hundreds of videos. If you're not sick of me yet, you can get sick of me over there. In fact, Talking Sex and the City, I recap the whole series over there. So you can find all those episodes. Go just watch and watch. I talk as much behind the scenes stuff as I possibly can on that. Went episode through episode. So go check that out if you're interested. But I sincerely want to thank you all so much. As more stuff comes out about this, I'll talk about it. I'm here. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep talking about this. I want to know your thoughts. And again, a huge thank you to you all for being so lovely to me, so kind in the comments. I appreciate you. And let me know your thoughts on this. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad for Harry. I can't stand Harry and Meghan, but I truly never want to wish ill will on anybody. So I wish no ill will on them, as far as I don't want bad things to happen to them, but I do want them to have to answer for things if any of the accusations are true. I don't think it's right what they've done to the royal family, and I think that they've gotten away with so much that we don't even know about. So bring it on. Bring forward the accusations. Let's talk about them. Let's air them out, and let's see what these two have to say for themselves. I don't know what you can say in cases like this. I don't. That'll be interesting too. Her flying monkeys, are they going to accuse Dr. Sophie of the Istwards? Probably, because they're idiots. I just wonder. So how does that work? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I truly and humbly do. Let me know your thoughts on all this. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. I would like to thank my Patreon members. You guys have continued to support the show, and it means the whole wide world to me. I really appreciate you, flockers. I really do. If you're interested in Patreon, you can check it out, patreon.com/, Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can get bonus deep dives, the extra content, all this stuff. Hundreds of videos over there. So check that out if you haven't already. Also, I do have the merch. Everything's fine. It's a stressed out goose through gritted teeth saying everything's fine. Check that out if you're interested. But guys, thank you so much for this. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts to my reaction. Let me know your thoughts to the whole trailer. Anything on your mind. They just keep doing stuff. So, I'll talk about it as they do. They're just oversaturating. They really are. It's just a lot right now, but we got this. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you